And now will you all please stand as Paul Moore sings O Canada. Thank you, Paul. Could you please remain standing? It's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Betty Jean Kruger-Cardenas of the Penticton Indian Band to sing the Okanagan song. The Penticton Indian Band is one of 8 communities of the Okanagan, more traditionally known as the Syilx Nation. Betty Jean will sing the Okanagan song, which is used to honor and welcome guests into their communities. Thank you. You may now be seated. So welcome everyone to the Vernon Convocation of Okanagan College. My name is Andrew Hay and I'm the Vice President Education of Okanagan College. Before we begin, I'd like to mention our distinguished guests and members of our platform party, beginning with John Lent, Distinguished Service Award recipient. Connie Denisiuk, Vice Chair of the Okanagan College Board of Governors. Rick G, Chair of the Okanagan College Education Council. Bob Eady, Vice President, Finance and Administration. Jane Lister, Regional Dean, North Okanagan. Dr. Jim Barmby, Regional Dean, Shuswap Revelstoke. Sarah Kasimer, President of the Okanagan College Alumni Association. Dr. Dennis Silvestroni, Director of Continuing Studies and Corporate Development. Kathleen Hamilton, Associate Dean, Arts and Foundational Programs. Phil Ashman, Associate Dean, Science, Technology and Health. Jane Muskins, Registrar. And Alan Hickey, Associate Registrar Systems, and all the faculty who are present today. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jim Hamilton, President of Okanagan College.
Thank you, Dr. Hay. It seems that we have a fairly lively crowd here today, and numerous as well, so thank you all for coming out. Good afternoon, Vice Chair of the Board of Governors, Chair of Education Council, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, and most important, graduates. I'd like to begin by recognizing we're gathering in the traditional territory of the Okanagan Indian Band, and add my thanks to Betty Jean for welcoming our graduates and our guests with the Okanagan song. I never know quite what I should be saying at Convocation. I know that some of you, particularly those of you wearing the black gowns in the front, probably think at this point, probably as little as possible would be good. Because you want to get this over with as quickly as possible, shed those gowns and get on to celebrating with your friends and your family. But this is an important event. You've worked hard, you've achieved much. So on behalf of Okanagan College, let me congratulate you and make just a few quick comments before we send you on your way to the world of work, further study, travels, or wherever your plans may take you. This year we marked an important milestone in Okanagan College's history because we celebrated our 50th anniversary. And today, the graduates today join more than 64,000 individuals who have earned credentials from Okanagan College over the past 5 decades. Now, I've learned 2 things over the years about our graduates. The first is that they are everywhere. And the second is that you never know what they will become. I want to give you 2 examples. So if any of you happen to catch the opening ceremonies of the Vancouver Olympics, you will have seen Okanagan College alumnus and famed slam poet Shane Koizan deliver a powerful tribute to Canada with his poem, "We Are More." Shane studied arts at Okanagan College. In fact, he was a student of John Lent, whom we'll be honoring a little later in the ceremony. And just 6 weeks ago, I guess 7 weeks ago now, Shane performed to a sold-out crowd at Madison Square Gardens. Now, then there is Serena Sharma Nikolai, whom many of you will know for her role with City Furniture, as well as the contributions that she has made to the community by using her passion for Zumba fitness to raise significant amounts of money for the Vernon Jubilee Hospital and Habitat for Humanity. A graduate of our Bachelor of Business Administration program, Serena also took our interior design certificate and was named one of Okanagan College's 50 people profiled for our 50th anniversary. Shane and Serena are just 2 examples of the sometimes surprising ways in which our graduates use their skills to make an impact in their professions and in their communities. And at this moment, I can't predict exactly where your careers will take you, but I do know 2 things. I will encounter you all over the place, and like Shane and Serena, you will put your education and training to work not just for your benefit, but also to help transform the lives of others in your family, your community, and ultimately the world. So one final thing. I invite you to look around you today at those who are here today to support you, and to think about those who couldn't be here but have supported you nonetheless. Could be your classmates, your instructors, other college employees, most importantly, your family and your friends and relatives. And please take some time today to thank them for helping you get to this point. Finally, I just want to say congratulations to all of you. I have no doubt that you will continue to make all of us proud.
Thank you, President Hamilton. It's now my pleasure to invite the Vice Chair of the Okanagan College Board of Governors, Connie Densa, to give her address.
Good afternoon. afternoon, Mr. President, Mr. Education Council Chair, Mr. Vice President Education, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and graduates. It is my pleasure to bring greetings from the Okanagan College Board of Governors and to offer my sincere congratulations to the graduating class of 2014. Today's a day for each of you to celebrate your achievements, reflect on your experiences, and anticipate what lies ahead. It's truly a privilege to join with you this afternoon to address you on this important occasion. As a member of the Board of Governors, I take great pride in overseeing the activities, programming, and leadership of Okanagan College. In my own family, my husband and I and our 4 adult children, 5 of the 6 of us have received key building blocks in our own education and in our careers through Okanagan College. The principal reason I give my time to the Board of Governors is because I deeply believe in the value of education. While you've invested a great deal in your education, it's also important to understand that others have invested in you as well. There are many unseen contributors and partners who've had a hand in your success today. They range from the many donors who give generously to fund scholarships and bursaries, to every taxpayer in the province who contributes to the opportunities that you have been offered. The credential that you are receiving from Okanagan College today is an important and valued return on that investment. Everywhere throughout our region, in every corner from Osoyoos to Revelstoke, and in far-flung places around the globe, Okanagan College's reputation is growing. And that reputation will continue to grow as each of you takes your place as one of many Okanagan College alumni who are transforming our communities. And as you've come from a wide variety of backgrounds and have pursued a wide variety of goals, you will each use your education and training in a wide variety of meaningful and important ways. As you take the learning obtained from Okanagan College and continue on your path of life, remember that your accomplishment, skills, knowledge, determination, and optimism will guide you onto the path of success. The tests that teach you lessons will develop you into a person with wisdom. Realize that the mistakes you make along the way, that you're able to fall back on the knowledge and skills that you've gained here at Okanagan College. Your education is your stepping stone to great things. I have every confidence that you'll use your skills and your knowledge to improve your own life and the lives of others, and that makes me very, very proud. So, no matter where you've come from or which credential you're receiving today, you each deserve to be commended for achieving a great deal and to be reminded that this is really only just the beginning. I trust and truly hope that the accomplishment you mark today will pale in the years to come as you reflect on how you've changed and how you've helped others. Celebrate your achievements. Take a moment to thank those who have made your goals a reality. And to the class of 2014, I offer my sincere congratulations and best wishes on behalf of the Board of Governors. Well done and good luck.
Thank you, Connie. I'll now call upon Mr. Rick G., Chair of the Okanagan College Education Council.
I'll get to you graduates in a minute, but today we bestow the Distinguished Service Award on John Lent. This award honors and recognizes former Okanagan College employees who have given outstanding service to Okanagan College, who share the mission, vision, and values of Okanagan College, and who are active within and outside the college community. This award is not to be given as a matter of routine and is extended only to those who are most deserving. I now call upon Mr. Bob Eby to read the citation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor to present Mr. John Lent for the Distinguished Service Award. John, could you join me at the lectern, please? I almost said pulpit. As Rick mentioned, this award is the highest honor that the college can award to a former employee. John is only the 4th person to receive this award, and I feel privileged to have been asked to provide the citation. My only question is where to start. John is a nationally acclaimed and prolific writer, teacher, and musician who has had a profound impact on the cultural fabric of the Valley and on Okanagan College. In terms of his own creative writing, John's publishing record is truly impressive. Among his 10 publications are books of poetry, collections of short stories, novels, and even a book of conversations. His work has received critical acclaim for both the creative exploration of the relationship between consciousness, place, and narrative, as well as his exploration of form. His book, So It Won't Go Away, was shortlisted for the 2006 Ethel Wilson Fiction Prize, and Cantilevered Songs was longlisted for the Retlit Award in 2009. John has also published critical articles on the works of Malcolm Lowry, Thomas de Quincey, Wyndham Lewis, Tom Wayman, Christiana Gunners, Mavis Gallant, Dennis Brutus, and Wilfred Watson. Although John would never admit to this, he is far too humble, his colleagues will say that he is single-handedly responsible for cultivating and creative writing in our valley. His impact on young writers and students, both through his own work and through his teaching and mentorship, has been incredible. John's writing and reputation have drawn scores of budding writers to the Valley. Around him at the Vernon campus, a locus of creative writing has developed, which has resulted in the creation of what surely is the strongest creative writing faculty and program of any college in the country. And as a result, Okanagan College has gained national recognition. English professor Jay Kennedy, who proudly calls John his mentor, has said, "He sets the benchmark for the extraordinary. He is a master teacher, a generous, powerful, and humble artist whose teaching and writing legacy has rippled across the valley and country. Without John Lent, there would be no Riga Journal, no Green Boathouse Press, no Kalamalka Press, no Mackey Lecture and Reading Series, for he was instrumental in the founding and ongoing promotion of these endeavors, which have truly enriched our community." John's commitment to Okanagan College has been deep. He began teaching at Okanagan College in 1979. He says he fondly remembers teaching his first creative writing class in 1984. He has a better memory than me. The first time creative writing had been offered in the Valley. During his 3 decades with Okanagan College, he witnessed many changes. Landmarks included classes in the Army Barracks, the opening of the Vernon campus, the startup of Cal Press. And in 2007, he joined the college's administrative team when he accepted the position of Regional Dean for the North Okanagan. I have fond memories of John's leadership as Dean, of his integrity, of his concern for doing the right thing for students, staff, and the college, although at times I think he must have felt he was taking one for the team. I met John a long time ago, and although I don't remember when, I do remember the context. In my mind, he was already a legend. We connected around music, and John comes from a very musical family, and since that time he has added music to the long list of contributions to the community through his writing and interpretation of song with the Lent Fraser Wall Trio. But what impressed me most about John when I first met him, aside from his engaging and poetic manner of speaking, was his warmth, his generosity, and his infectious enthusiasm. He put me at ease, and I could not help liking him. He is charismatic in a very genuine way. These characteristics have played a significant role in what many consider his greatest contribution. John is an outstanding teacher and mentor who has encouraged and supported hundreds of students for over 30 years at Okanagan College. You can gauge an outstanding teacher by the students who return to share their stories. You can measure a truly great teacher and mentor when those students return year after year. Then there is John. I don't know what words I can use to describe him, except perhaps old, because his students have returned decade after decade. So profound is the impact on those he has taught and mentored. And that impact continues. In 2012, Kalamalka Press established the John Lent Poetry Prose Award, which was designed to recognize and support Canadian writers in the early stages of their careers. And the inaugural winner, Ariel Gordon, a writer from Winnipeg, said she was compelled to enter the contest because of John Lent's name. She said he was inspired by his career and by his generosity to new writers, counting herself among those who he had taken time to mentor. John retired from Okanagan College in 2011 and continues to live, write, and drink coffee in Vernon. He's hard at work at least 2 projects I know of, a work of fiction called The Kitchen Sessions and an untitled book about poetics of the writing process. Today we get to honor John for his contributions to creative writing and literature, for his impact on the culture of the Valley, for his contributions to growth and reputation of Okanagan College, and for his profound impact on students and colleagues. I can't think of a more deserving recipient. Thank you, John, for your brilliance, your kindness, your friendship, and your leadership. Mr. President, I now ask you to step forward and present the Distinguished Server Award to Mr. John Lynn.
While waiting for John to sign his life away over there at the table with Bob, I'd just like to say I've known John since 1980. We came to the institution about the same time. John was a little ahead of me, and I think every word Bob said is true. He's a master teacher, he's a master musician, he's a master writer, and a master human being. So it's a great pleasure that I do bestow this award on him. And I'd now like to invite Mr. John Lent to say a few words to the graduating class of 2014.
Oh my goodness, well, thank you very much. That's an understatement. Corporatism is an ideology which claims rationality as its central quality. The overall effects on the individual are passivity and conformity in those areas which matter, and non-conformity in those which don't. To be precise, we live in a corporatist society with soft pretensions to democracy. I believe our ability to reassert a citizen-based society is dependent upon our rediscovery of the simple concept of participation, democratic individualism versus corporatism. Those words are from the Canadian philosopher John Ralston Saul from his book The Unconscious Civilization, published in 1995. First, congratulations to all the graduates here today and to the families and support systems that enabled each of you to get here. What a wonderful personal achievement for each of you and for our communities, both here at Okanagan College and here in our city of Vernon. I am a lucky person to be standing here speaking to all of you, lucky to be included in this pivotal moment in each of your lives. So congratulations and thank you. Second, thanks for the kind and overly generous words uttered on my behalf by Bob Eby, who's such a great guy. Again, I consider my career at Okanagan College to be a part of the luck in my life. I want to thank all the people I worked alongside for 27 years as a union member and for 5 years as an administrator. We worked so hard and we had so much fun. I was lucky to be able to work with some of you so closely, especially Craig McCluckey, Ross Tyner, Neil Fraser, Pat Colbert, Mary Ellen Holland, Mike Griffin, Joan Smyers, and Jim Hamilton. And thanks too to all my students over the same years. You filled up my life and were truly another blessing. What can I say to you? I learned at least as much from you as I tried to give out teaching. That's the way education works. It's a magical exchange. Third, I want to thank my wife, the artist Jude Clark, and her family, and my sister Susan, also a teacher, who flew down from Edmonton to be with me here today, a day which is coincidentally her birthday. So happy birthday, Susan. And my thanks to all of my other brothers and my other sister back in Edmonton. I'm nervous and I want to do this right for you people today. I want to say many things, but I can't. So I'll try to say something big. I'll try to say something small that is something big. I am just old enough to know this to be true. 500 years from now, when humans look back at modern history, when they consider the enormous changes wrought between the years 1750 and 2000, they will identify mass education as the most radical of all the revolutions initiated in modern times. And let's face it, that includes a lot of transforming revolutions, doesn't it? Mass education has transformed everything we see as the real. It is so important, so big, that we can almost not see it. And I want each of us to pause today and give it part of the awe and respect it deserves. Education is a revolution that is so much larger than any one of us and so crucial to any of the futures we might all be a part of making. My grandfather, Frank Lant, was the principal of the high school in Westville, Nova Scotia, a coal mining town near the coast. He taught my father, Harry Lant. My father, after fighting in the Second World War, became a high school teacher of English in Edmonton. He taught me. Aside from the intense joy I experienced in all aspects of education, both as a student and a teacher, for me, education is a political act, even an act of fundamental citizenship, as an individual right and participation in the revolution I spoke of earlier. Being a teacher or a student is to be an equivalent part of that political act, that act of joy and struggle and citizenship. But we have to be vigilant about education. It demands our responsibility and engagement in a lifelong way. That is what John Ralston Saul is worrying about in his important book, The Unconscious Civilization. He is attempting to talk about how experiences as students and our teachers must be transformed into lifelong engagement and participation as conscious citizens of democracy, not passive corporatists. On my way here this afternoon, for example, I drove past many of my former students walking the streets of Vernon behind picket signs. They are fighting for education. I admire them and respect them just as intensely as I admire and respect each of you graduates today for achieving what you have achieved. It's all part of the legacy and trust of education. I want to say to you that I know how lucky I've been to have been able to live a life in education. And I want to say to you that you too, each one of you, have the same access to education as I have had, and the same responsibility as I have had to be a lifelong participant in education, a citizen of education. For education is the active and ongoing act of human awareness, of human consciousness. And if you take it on for life, believe me, you will transform this world. You really will. It is the antidote to so many of the difficulties we struggle with. To become the educated individual as participant, as citizen, complexly aware and engaged. That is an ideal for individual citizenship that we want and need, and that I wish for each one of you. Do not forget this ideal. Be a lifelong learner. Never stop. Change the world. All right.
Thank you, John. I would now like to call upon Ms. Stephanie Taylor from the Education Assistant Certificate Program to give the student address.
So I
I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to reach my destination. As a mature student, this expression could not be more relevant. After 20 years, I found myself in a position where I had to adjust my course. I chose to pursue my goal of working as a certified education assistant, which brought me to the Okanagan College, excuse me. I never realized how fulfilling going back to school would be. But quite honestly, the first class I walked into was terrifying. I remember walking up to the classroom and wanting to run back to my car. I had no clue what to expect. Much to my relief, my instructors were phenomenal. They were knowledgeable, understanding, kind, and always ready to listen and provide helpful direction and advice. We all felt their level of commitment to the course and to our success. Although they had different teaching styles, backgrounds, and personalities, they all taught me something that I would take with me into my career. I decided early on to learn as much as I could from everyone I came across, teachers and students alike. So I figured out my schedule, and I settled into a routine of night school. Tuesdays and Thursday nights and every other Saturday became my favorite days of the week. And although I wasn't always able to leave my worries at the door, the course always enticed me to continue. The course wasn't difficult, but it was challenging. I have to admit, the assignments at first seemed close to impossible to complete. And I've never seen so many panicked faces as when APA-style papers were introduced as required. However, one essay led to another and another and then another, until finally in May I had one last assignment to complete and present. As I finished printing that last assignment, ready to celebrate, I was asked to give this speech. Not finished yet. I felt nervous all over again, just as I felt on the first night of school. But completing this course has given me the confidence to try new challenges, so here I am. I wish I had taken the course 20 years ago. My knowledge and awareness of life has changed. I acquired so much more from the program than a book education. During my practicum, I gained first-hand knowledge of the severe difficulties that some children live with every day. Learning how to best help these children has given me tools which I will use in my everyday life. As a mother, I've already been blessed with the wonderful opportunity to raise my own children. And now with my training as a paraprofessional, I will be blessed with the opportunity to help other children grow to their full potential. I believe there is no greater gift than what a child will give in return for the effort we put into them. Winds may change, and I again may have to adjust my sails, but for now I'm happy and confident in my course. Graduation is itself an achievement worth celebration. My sincere thanks to the Okanagan College and everyone involved. My congratulations to all the graduates, and well wishes for your careers and endeavors in the coming years.
Thank you, Stephanie. We'll now proceed with the presentation of the awards. I'd like to call upon Dr. Heather Vernon, Dean of the Okanagan School of Business, followed by Mr. Phil Ashman, Associate Dean, Science, Technology and Health, to present the awards.
Deja Dawn Anderson is receiving the President's Award for Vocational Certificate Programs, as well as the Okanagan College Vocational Health and Foundational Program Graduate Scholarship. I'd like to invite Deja to join me on stage to receive her awards. The President's Award for Certificate Programs is presented to the graduate of a full-time vocational certificate program with the highest graduating grade average. Listen to this. Deja completed the Office Administration program at the Salmon Arm campus with a grade average of 98.3. academic achievement also qualifies her as a recipient of an $800 graduate scholarship. Deja is originally from Enderby and graduated from A.L. Fortune. In addition to completing the Office Administration Certificate, Deja also completed the Administrative Assistant Certificate. She is currently working in Salmonarm at Laterno Notary. Congratulations, Deja.
So Lorianne Campagnolo is receiving the President's Award for Vocational Diploma Programs. I'd like to invite Lori to join me on stage to receive her award. The President's Award for Vocational Diploma Programs is presented to the graduate of a full-time vocational diploma program with the highest grade average. Lori completed the Human Service Work program at the Salmonarm campus with a grade average of 93. I'm not quite sure what they put in the water in the Salmonarm, but I want some. Prior to taking the Human Service Work program, Lori completed the Nuclear Medicine Technology program at BCIT and enjoyed a career working as a technologist in Calgary. She now lives in Enderby and has been hired as the Acting Executive Director for the Enderby and District Community Resource Centre, where she completed her practicum. Lori begins her new position on July 2nd. Congratulations.
I'd now like to call upon Mr. Rick G., Chair of the Okanagan College Education Council.
I always enjoy coming to Vernon to these ceremonies. You're always so active and interested and supportive of the graduates. Education Council is the body that makes academic decisions at Okanagan College. These decisions include approving your courses and programs, and includes approving honorary fellows and distinguished service award winners like John. And most importantly, we approve your graduation. At a recent meeting, we looked at student names and marks, and it's wonderful that you've decided to come to the ceremony today. Thank you all for attending. I'm not supposed to give you congratulations, but I will give you congratulations on behalf of Education Council. Will all continuing studies graduates please rise? Come on, get up. Mr. President, on behalf of Education Council, I present to you the Continuing Studies Certificate graduates.
And you may now be seated. Well, we'll now be commencing with the presentation of the credentials to the graduates. If you would like to take a photograph, you're certainly free to come forward or take it from wherever you can to get a good picture, but we also have a staff photographer on hand who will attempt to get a picture of each individual with the president as they receive their credential. These photographs will be available on our website in a few weeks' time. Graduates, after you've received your credential, could you please return to your seats? And I would now like to call upon Dr. Dennis Silvestroni to present the Continuing Studies graduates.
Lisa Emily Batke. Gabrielle Clausen. Poisson. Amanda Jean Wilmot. Monica Sharon Wright. Harmon Benpaul. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the students for the Certificate in Dental Office Administrative Assistant. Brenda Snow. Dorinda Ann Adrian. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the students for the Certificate in Education Assistant. Wendy Goodall. Justine Marie Byrne. Jennifer Birchwater. Jordan Bailey Boone. Amy Ellen Chevrier. Florence Clark. Lindsay Conlon de Haven. Bobby Joe Tawny Cotter. Charlene Linnell Francis. Valerie Harvey. Shannon Nicole Matu. Yvonne Frederica Langlois. Teresa Marie Lester. Tarina Louise Panish. Chantel Screen. Megan Smith. Stephanie Susan Taylor. Megan Dion Wiley. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the students for the Certificate in Aesthetics and Nail Technology, Candace Kemp. Sydney Emma Ho Charters. Leslie Lynn McDonald. Chelsea Lynn McDonald, my apologies. Janelle Lorene Wilson. Amber Rose Wood. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the students for the Certificate in Introduction to Office Administration. Sherry Menard. Heidi Lynn Hanchar. for the certificate in medical office assistant, Carol Tully. Jennifer Ruth Hawkins. Judith Lynn Cronenberg. Jennifer Lee Hodgstruck. Chantel Price. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the students for the Certificate in Nursing Unit Assistant, Lisa Oswaldski. DeRay Brandt. Vernon Lynn Dick. Alexandra Cosman. Ashlyn Natasha Elizabeth Lansing. Melissa Diana McLean. Jade Margaret Wendt. Pleased to present the graduates for the certificate in preparing for access to careers in education. Lavon Cober. Nikki Lynn Chapman. Beverly Susanna Eichler. Tammy Lynn Harper. Alyssa May Jean Maud. Cassandra Lynn Martell. Caitlin Mary Oliver. Cassandra Lee Stasiak. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduate for the Certificate in Adult Basic Education Advanced Level, Susan Elizabeth Todd. Thank you very much. Those are the graduates for continuing studies.
I'd now like to call upon Mr. Rick G., Chair of Education Council.
Now it's for all the rest of you. Will the remaining graduates please rise? Mr. President, the faculty have assured me that the candidates to be presented to you this day, as well as those who are absent, have fulfilled all the requirements for their degree, diploma, or certificate, and Education Council requests that you confer upon each one the degree, diploma, or certificate for which he or she is recommended.
By the authority of the Education Council of Okanagan College, I admit you and those that have sent you to the degree, diploma, or certificate to which you are entitled.
And you may now be seated. I'd now like to call upon Ms. Kathy Hamilton, followed by Mr. Phil Ashman and Dr. Heather Vernon to present the graduates.
Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in General Studies. Alexandra Danielle Lacaire. Samantha Gillian Lacaire. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Environmental Studies. Stephen David Thayer. Tom Hetrick. Mr. President, I am pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Writing and Publishing. Katie Lynn Corman. Jessica Dawn Hamilton. Brendan Michael Tomlinson. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Associate of Arts degree. Tina Angela Jones. Joseph McHenry Fox Lanaway. Delraj Carr Mann. Alexandra Jane Richards.
Mr. President, I'd like to present you with the graduates for the healthcare assistant. Kelly Duffy. Sandra Allen. Gemma Mary Bolton. Melissa Dawn Cook. Anna Sharon Dick. Anne Marie Grant. Jamie Claire Griffith Cochran. Lisa Faye Hallinan. Allison Elizabeth Hunt Peterson. Kimberly Lynn Eistad. Brittany Marlene Emma Johnston. That's Katie Nicole Mann. Michael Raymond Peterson. Bradley Dean Root. Trevor Ross Sidney. Lynette Barbara Thompson. Kimberly Louise Vancanet. Renee Deanne Bodenham. Laurie Ann Campagnolo. Jennifer Erin Doherty. Eric Michael Hebert. Sasha Rose Lewis. William Stanley Howard Maxey. Andy Joseph Jean Rouchon. Kayla Bodine Sebastian. Wisteria Rose Schultz. Rennie Sinopoli. Chantal Lee Tessier. Jesse Boyman. Let's get started.
Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Certificate in Accounting Assistant. Monica Adrian Lara. Natalie Kafka. Lee Salison. Mr. President, I'm now pleased to present the graduates for the Certificate in Administrative Assistant, Salmon Arm. Deja Dawn Anderson. Naomi Blue Star August. Sherry Lee Ann Engstrom. Vera Johnny. Melissa Amy Canoris. Alicia Nanine Marks. Leanne Deborah Morrison. Taralyn Doris Peterson. Deline Marie Plamondon. Brianna Rampel. Bonnie Scullin. Lorraine Shannon. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Certificate in Administrative Assistant, Vernon. Lisa Bolton. Council asked us to give the graduates the certificate to which they're entitled, and we're actually just looking to make sure we do that. Melissa Harrington. Jasmine Kendrick. Alison Roberta LaBelle. Tanya Crystal Olson. Brianna Jessie Peterson. Jolene Angeline Vincent. Brandy May Weeger. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the Certificate in Office Assistant. Madeline Joy McMillan. Louise Kathleen Smith. Megan Anne-Marie Reese. Mr. President, I'm now pleased to present the graduates for the Diploma in Business Administration. Brooke Ashley Holton. Hannah Leanne Quinn. Melinda Lee Reed. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Gavin Adam Brewster. Sean Kenji Cameron. Adrian Lynn Kush. Nicole Marie Hamming. Sylvia Jolan Mayhos. Landon Bradford Orr. Tamara Andrea Saltzman. Shane Michael Shearer. Mark James Van White. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present the graduate for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with honors. Wesley Aaron Briggs.
comfortably seated, will all graduates please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present to you the class of 2014.
Graduates, you may now be seated. You probably didn't realize there was so much up and down here, but physical education is an important part of learning. Will you please join with me in thanking our pianist for this afternoon's event, Ms. Heidi Heal. And it is my pleasant duty to invite all of you to attend a reception immediately following in the foyer. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remain standing until after the recessional.